New Mexico Territory, 1882. The heat came down like a weight that afternoon, pressing dust into the earth and silence into the bones of every man who crossed the trading post threshold. The air smelled of leather, sweat, and sun-baked wood. Inside, life moved anyway. Boots scraped, coins clinked, voices rose and fell in bargaining tones as ranchers argued over flour, nails, tobacco, and cloth. The frontier did not wait for comfort, it demanded survival. Behind the long wooden counter stood Thomas Callahan, tall, broad-shouldered, with a face carved by years of wind and responsibility. He watched the room with quiet awareness. His hands rested on the counter, steady, grounded, the hands of a man who had buried a wife and kept going anyway. At his side stood his daughters. Lily, 8 years old, thoughtful and observant. May, just 6, smaller but fearless in ways that made her father nervous. They were studying a small spread of trinkets laid out before them, glass beads, a tin music box, a ribbon dyed a bright, impossible blue. Thomas glanced down at them, his voice softening. "Go on," he said. "Pick anything you want. You've both worked hard this season." The girls exchanged a look. It wasn't excitement, it was something quieter, heavier. Since their mother died 2 winters ago, gifts had become Thomas's way of filling silence, not replacing it. He knew better than that, but easing it. Still, every night, that silence followed them home, and nothing he bought ever quite reached it. The door creaked open. The sound was subtle, but it shifted the room. Conversations dipped, not stopped, just lowered. A young Apache woman stepped inside. She carried 2 woven baskets balanced carefully against her hip. Her movement was calm, deliberate, like someone who did not need attention but always received it anyway. Her dark hair was braided neatly down her back. Her expression was composed, but her eyes, sharp, aware, took in everything. Thomas recognized her immediately. Nahima, she came through every few weeks, traded baskets, herbs, sometimes dried roots that older settlers swore could heal fevers. She spoke little, but she missed nothing. Lily tugged at Thomas's sleeve. "Papa," he followed her gaze. Nahima approached the counter and placed her baskets down with quiet precision. Thomas leaned forward slightly. The craftsmanship was undeniable. Patterns woven in deep desert reds and sun-faded golds. Tight, clean, perfect. "These are fine," he said, genuinely impressed. "Best I've seen this year." Nahima inclined her head. "Thank you." Her voice was soft but steady. While Thomas examined the baskets, Lily and May drifted closer. They watched her hands, the way she smoothed each edge, the way she handled her work. With care, not hurry. May tilted her head. Children noticed things adults forgot how to see. After a moment, she whispered loudly enough to be heard. "She's not afraid of anything." Thomas barely heard her. "Papa," May said again, louder now. "Yes?" he replied, distracted. "You said we could pick anything." "That's right." Both girls turned to him at the same time, and then, clear, certain, without hesitation, "We want her." The room froze. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, but it cut through everything. "We want that Apache woman to be our mom." Thomas blinked. For a second, he thought he'd misheard. Around them, men stopped mid-sentence. A coin dropped somewhere in the background. Someone coughed awkwardly. Thomas slowly set the basket down. He crouched in front of his daughters. "Girls," he said gently, "you can't choose a person like you choose a ribbon." Lily's eyes didn't waver. "She looks kind." May nodded firmly. "And strong." Lily added, quieter now, "And she doesn't look scared of anything." Silence stretched. Nahima had understood enough. Her eyes rested on the girls. Not surprised anymore, just thoughtful. There was something in her expression now, something softer. Thomas stood, clearing his throat. "I'm sorry," he said to her. "They speak from the heart, but without thinking." Nahima looked at the girls again. Then she said simply, "Brave hearts speak truth first." Something shifted in Thomas's chest. Not a decision, not yet, just a crack in the wall he had built. Over the following weeks, something changed. not loudly, not all at once, but steadily. Every time Nahima came to trade, Lily and May found reasons to be there. They asked questions about the baskets, about the plants she carried, about the desert. Nahima answered patiently, never long stories, but enough. Thomas watched from a distance. He told himself it was curiosity, children being children, nothing more. But he noticed things, the way his daughters smiled more, the way their laughter, real laughter, started to return. One afternoon, the sky darkened without warning. A storm rolled across the plains, fast, violent, unforgiving. Outside, Nahima's horse panicked. It pulled hard against the tether, eyes wild. Before Thomas could react, Lily ran straight toward it. "Lily!" he shouted, his heart dropping. But someone moved faster. Nahima! She reached the horse in seconds, her voice low, her hands steady. She placed herself between danger and the child without hesitation. The horse calmed, not instantly, but enough. When it was over, Lily clung to her. "She saved me," she declared proudly. Thomas met Nahima's eyes. This time there was no awkwardness, only gratitude. "Come to supper," he said. "Let us thank you properly." Nahima hesitated. Two worlds stood between them, but then she looked at the girls and she nodded. "I will come." That evening changed everything. Not because it was grand, but because it was simple, real. Nahima stepped into their home carrying herbs. She added them to the stew, explained each one. The house filled with new smells, new warmth. May listened wide-eyed to stories of rivers and spirits. Lily brought out her mother's old recipe book. For the first time in 2 years, the house did not feel empty. Thomas noticed. He couldn't ignore it anymore. Weeks became months. Nahima did not replace their mother. She never tried. Instead, she honored her. She listened when the girls spoke of her. She braided their hair. She taught them the land. The town talked. Some approved, others didn't. Thomas knew the risk, but he also saw the truth. His daughters were alive again. One night, beneath a sky filled with stars, he stood beside Nahima. "My daughters chose with their hearts," he said. She looked at him. "And you?" He took a breath. "This place feels like home again when you're in it." Silence. Soft, not heavy. "My people walk between worlds," she said quietly. "So will I," he replied. "And I won't let you walk alone." He didn't kneel, didn't make a speech. He simply held out his hand. She took it. The wedding was small, simple, not without tension, but it happened, and that was enough. Years later, travelers passing through would hear about the Callahan Ranch, about the unusual family, and someone would always say, "It started with 2 little girls who were told to pick anything they wanted, and they chose love."